Hello and welcome to the October edition of Cycling Weekly's Tech of the Month, where again, James and Rupert are joining me in the studio to show you plenty of product from the past month. So, Rupert, what have you got for us,
Before
mate?
we start, I'm just going to say we've got some very nice new sofas and chairs.
Yeah, do you like them?
Yeah. Yours is particularly enormous. Simon's upsized from his lovely velvet armchair he used to sit in to this massive... You should have like a glass of scotch and a cigar.
If someone's got one.
Just been hunting deer.
Smoking jacket and those sort of things.
Or it looks like one of those perspective seats, which makes you look tiny.
He's on an adult seat,
He's We've not got his height.
Oh, you guys, so lol. Well, I did have a cushion, but it's...
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
We've still got your velvet cushion though, so it's fine.
Good.
Right.
Thank you.
So
Thanks,
now
Andrew.
we're done being mean to Simon.
You've got
show you my product.
Let's get back to product.
Gonna get it.
Rather
It's
than
just down
mucking
here,
around.
and it's this lovely
Upside down jacket.
upside down jacket. You nailed it, James. No, this is the Castelli Idro Pro waterproof jacket, and this is an amazing piece of kit.
So I recognise that
You recognise this?
from, you know, different version and Editor's Choice we had last year.
Yes. So the keen-eyed viewers among you may think this looks quite similar to other products we've shown in the past, and that's because it uses Gore's shake-dry technology, which is quite a distinctive-looking piece of kit, really. It's kind of this like slate-coloured,
Yeah, almost shiny goldy colour.
shiny colour on it, and it's very thin, so it's very lightweight, but it is amazingly waterproof. It is. You can get covered in water, and then you just shake it and it all comes off. It's amazing. In fact, I'm going to demonstrate.
I was going to say, does that actually work?
It does work. I've brought some water with me. You know, it's quite hard to come by water.
Yeah, some we prepared earlier.
So I've got this water. I'll put it on the table so you two
Are you not
can
going to
see.
wear it?
I think you should wear it.
I think you should put it on. Put it on, go on.
All right. So this is Gore's like stretch fabric technology, which is new for this jacket actually, and it just means that you know when you wear a packable jacket and you get that really annoying flapping
Wind flap.
Yep.
and it like flaps here and it flaps here. This just lets it sit closer to your body.
Pulls it all in, doesn't
so
it?
if you're in this position, say you're on a bike,
So it's more like a jersey jacket type
exactly,
thing.
and it just hugs you really nicely, and it just has that little bit of flex in the sides and on the shoulders that it needs to not flap
Go on,
around.
then stand up, that's
So I'm
it.
assuming it's waterproof as well in those pets.
Yep, completely waterproof. Simon can't aim for that, and then
You ready?
well done.
This is proper television, this.
Let's go.
You ready?
Yep.
Oh!
Check it off. Dry as a
Look at
bone.
Whoa!
Brilliant.
That's great.
Yeah.
Luckily you didn't go anywhere else.
Nice little bit of the sealed zip
Do you want
there.
to drip it on? So
I'll,
I'm just going to
save the mic.
just save the microphone, so
I
apologies about
pour it
that.
down my sleeve here.
Oh, look at
that,
that. It's like Niagara Falls.
That's amazing. Look at that bead. I love a good bit of bead, right? Look at this. Oh, and then just shake that off.
and it's gone.
Good to go.
Mate,
So this
maybe less
is
on the
like
floor
a
there.
serious piece of winter kit. One thing I will say is it is thicker than most other like standard packable jackets.
But it does pack down really well, right?
It packs down well.
Still
it's
goes in
not,
your pocket.
It's not kind of like a race capey. It's not that flyweight type of feel.
What I do
but
like is it's got pockets in the back.
has, yep. 2 rear pockets means you don't need to be fishing around underneath your jacket when you want to get something out your
Well, I
pocket.
mean, like your phone could be in your inside,
Exactly.
getting protected,
Yeah.
and then your gels and your
Because
spares
obviously,
or whatever.
one thing you do want to bear in mind, if it's raining, then there's one place that the water is going to run into, and that is into
So
here.
is there
but
drain holes at the bottom? Yeah,
there are drain
aren't there?
holes,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
wouldn't want to leave your mobile phone in
No,
there
you
or
wouldn't want
something.
to,
But
no.
something like gels, inner tubes, multi-tool, perfect place for that to go. And it's got a nice fleecy neck. Well, it's kind of like a soft neck. So not only does that just stop it rubbing around your top of your neck, but it also stops water coming in, makes it really
Quite
nice and
an
comfortable.
important point, actually, because I'm guessing this jacket has got a hefty price tag to go
You're not
with.
wrong, yeah.
But a lot of the cold feelings and horrible parts of the bike ride come from the neck or the cuffs or even sort of the hem around the waist. It's like, if you can get those bits right and protect those elements, especially around the neck for me, because during the winter I'm always wearing a buff just because I hate the chill. That seems like it's a really long collar as well.
It is.
Those bits are really important. So for a jacket like this, they need to cover those bits off. It's almost irrelevant if the rest of it is really, really good, but they haven't got those.
Yeah, you don't notice it as much, do you?
points.
No.
They've really sweated the details on this jacket. And if you do have £335 burning a hole in your pocket, then this is the jacket for you. And I mean, and seriously though, that if you are thinking to yourself, I want to have a really strong winter of riding, like long miles, and you're prepared to like pay the top price for something that is going to keep you dry and keep you warm, then this is the jacket to buy.
Thanks, Rupert. I'm going to go next, and I've got a helmet from Giro, as you can see here, and it's the new Aether Mips helmet, brand new. Kind of had a bit of a sort of exciting introduction into the world of helmets. So Giro obviously do the synth and a load of other helmets that we love. This is kind of following the same vein in style, but I don't think it is as stylish as the synth. However, there's plenty great bits of technology in this that will go, actually, that's pretty good. So to get a few stats out of the way, it weighs around 269 grams, so it's not stupid heavy. And this costs £259.99.
So it's above the synth.
It's above the synth. But it has got Mips, and it's a new type of Mips and a new type of technology. So this design is kind of a helmet within a helmet. It's a two sort of tier design, and as you can see, it rotates within the helmet. So it's a helmet within the helmet. So you still get sort of the 10 to 15 degree movement that you should get on the standard Mips, but the liner is kind of within the helmet. So
that's really interesting.
So basically what this helmet is kind of like a two-piece design, and it's got a sort of EPS dual density liner, which is sort of the inner part, and that sits against a shell, which Giro say is made up of 6 different parts that go into the outer, and then they join those together with kind of like the sort of elasticated rubbers that you get with Mips to allow for that movement. So the reason they've done this is, again, for heat management and cooling. So with a lot of people complaining about Mips and being too hot, they've based those 6 parts for the outer around 5 large vents at the front.
These are enormous vents.
They are very big.
Absolutely huge. And what I really like about this is that it doesn't look like, it looks like a normal helmet. You can't, from here, you can't see that it's like one shell on top of like another shell.
No, not at all.
It just looks like a normal helmet would look, and then it's got these really cool features built into it.
Yes.
It's pretty good. Like we've seen in like the mountain bike world, there's been helmets similar to that. Bell do one similar where you got that inner liner, and I think Mips is something that's been around a lot longer in mountain biking as well. So in terms of like sort of seeing how much better from a safety point of view is, and it's good to see that now, like with the road stuff, we are starting to see more than just that sort of like that simple liner, and like that's, you know, why would you not have that? Exactly, that's the thing.
Exactly, and it's got other aspects to it. So it kind of the outer shell wants to absorb impact as well. It has like a halo they call, which is this sort of transparent.
Yeah, they're transparent, aren't they? They're really cool.
So you can see the inner shell there with the arc that would absorb what they call the impacts, and it's got, you know, nice little touches, like it's got rubber mounts for your glasses, for grippers to hold those in place, and then they've got the rock lock.
That's a really nice.
So this is
retention feature actually.
Rock lock number 5, and it allows up and down movement as well. So on the head, and I'm going to put it on right now. It is comfortable. I've ridden it a few times. You know, anything in terms of safety, and when you say safety, you go, oh, it's going to look horrendous, or it's going to be detrimental to performance or whatever. That's kind of the feeling that I get when people mention safety. This helmet looks fine. It looks good.
It's a little bit bigger than the synth,
as I said,
because obviously you got that double layer.
Yeah, the synth is aesthetically a bit nicer, but this isn't a bad looking helmet whatsoever. It's comfortable, it doesn't feel heavy on my head.
And well, to create like almost a dual construction at that weight level is quite impressive, because they've kind of doubled the material effectively, but it's not got a weight penalty. And
it feels so weird, like when it's on your head and it's moving, it's just like 269 grams, 259.99 pounds. So it's an expensive
pound per gram.
Yeah, it's fairly good. But it is an expensive helmet. There's no getting away from that.
I think helmets are one of those sort of areas where you shouldn't really have to think about the costs. You know, is it safe? Is it comfortable? Is it ventilated? Is it something you want to wear? And you know, that sort of thing answers those questions, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So there you go. That's the helmet from Giro. A very good helmet indeed. And James, you're going to go next.
Yeah.
And you've got some.
I've got some tyres. So keeping within a bit of a stealthy black theme we seem to have going on here by some coincidence, I've got the new Specialised S-Works Turbo tyre. And this is the tubeless version.
I'm excited about these.
Yeah, I am. Now, this is a tyre I've spent a lot of time on over the last few years, and I've ridden these tyres, and I love them. You know, they are a very, very sort of grippy, but really, really fast rolling tyre. And now they've done a new tubeless version. So they've had tubeless versions in the past, but they're doing 28C. So this is the new 700 by 28C.
Wow.
So it's a good tyre to work with the new wider rims, and obviously a lot of bikes now come with bigger clearances, and it's been proven that 28C is relatively faster than most other sizes, isn't it?
Yeah, so aerodynamics you lose out a tiny bit, I think, but in terms of rolling resistance, especially where we ride, it's kind of 28Cs
when they're tubeless as well, they roll a touch faster.
I believe.
You can run them at much lower pressures as well, can't you? So, so Specialized say that this has got their Gripton compound, so it's their sort of like grippiest rubber compound for the road tyres. So again, sort of like very, very good cornering. I can testify that it's got me around corners without falling, which is always good.
Which is rare for you as well.
Which is rare for me. Yeah, definitely. So so they've got like a really good compound. Also, it's got the black belt, which is the puncture protection. So it's a thicker protection on the sidewalls, which for a tubeless tyre you kind of need. As well, even more than a normal sort of like tyre and tube combo. It's £70 a tyre. So that's probably the one thing that sort of, I'm sort of like, you just react to that. But then
Man of the people, our Roops.
Yeah, it was my £335 jacket. Sorry, people.
But it's a tyre that, for a race tyre, actually does last quite a long time. Specialised claim that even with a bit of sealants, this tyre is still lighter than a typical tyre and tube combination. So, you know, it's got benefits all the way around.
Lovely.
So, yes. I know it sounds not as exciting as your beautiful jacket or your helmet, but tyres are kind of the thing that we need.
I'm pretty excited by it.
You can't really ride a bike without them, can you?
And especially now that they're becoming tubeless and like wider, it's actually a very interesting time.
Yeah, I can't believe it's taken us. I can't believe it's taken this long for it to actually sort of take off, really. But tubeless is amazing.
Cool, thanks James. That's it for the product section. We're going to move on to Bike of the Month now. So the lovely bike you can see behind us is the Trek Madone SLR Disc 9, which is their top level frame with group set, so Dura-Ace Di2, their brand new Bontrager deep section carbon wheels, with new tyres as well, and just look at it.
This bike looks absolutely mad.
Fabulous.
Pretty blue.
I don't think you can buy it in this colour, so this is sort of one of their Project One colour schemes. So Project One being their custom paint job. So if you're going to spend best part of 10 grand for a bike, then you may as well go for the Project One option, which gives you a personalised custom paint job. Or you can pick from many of their lovely different grades of paint.
Now, from where I'm sitting on this low sofa, I can see a ISO-speed decoupler system.
Yeah, so one of the biggest talking points of the new Trek Madone is that not only does it have discs, the previous one didn't have discs, they still offer a rim brake version. But yes, quite well spotted by you, Rupert, they have ISO-speed technology. So for the 6th iteration of the Madone, they added in the ISO-speed technology, and it is down across the top tube for one very good reason, is that they didn't want to mess with aerodynamics. However, they did want to offer the sort of compliance or stiffness option to the rider if you so pleased. So instead of having it down tube like they do on the Domane, they mixed it up a little bit and put it on the top tube. So in the stiffest setting, you get around 20% I think, more stiffness than the old Trek Madone. And if you wanted more compliance, you can get up to 17% more compliance compared to the old bike.
Those are some big numbers.
They are big numbers, actually, and it doesn't change the ride of the bike, which is important to say, but it does change the feeling at the rear, so you know how much vibration you get really from the road. So I kind of likened it, I think, for the launch video this on our YouTube channel. In the softest setting, it was actually no problems at all. I quite liked the ride, didn't really notice any give, but in the stiffest setting, it was quite harsh. It made me a bit numb, shall we say.
So which part of it actually moves then? So
we got shown sort of the sort of rear triangle, as it were, where the seat posts, head tube, down tube meet, in 3 parts. So the ISO speed is kind of like a shim that goes in. The bottom part of the top tube there, you can see, is a separate piece, and so that has the movement. So it's the seat post that is moving. They have a dampener in there to stop any sort of rebound stuff, and it gives a bit of flex in sort of the seat tube as well as the seat post.
So it's not like the bottom bracket or the chainstay start getting more flex.
No.
Really good for sprinting that bit.
Handlebars over here and your feet over there. No, none of that.
But this is a big thing that we've seen this summer, because obviously this summer has seen a lot of aero bike launches, and I feel like the main theme of all of the new bikes has been about the system of the bike rather than how aerodynamic it is. It's about creating a ride quality that people actually want to go out and ride.
Yeah, so I think my personal view is that people pushed aerodynamic bikes as far as they could. Specialized was probably one of the first to kind of go with their Venge Vias, and undoubtedly that was a very harsh and hard bike. Trek followed suit very quickly, or around a similar time, and gave us this bike that potentially was a bit too harsh, but both bikes were very, very quick aerodynamically. There's been obviously a major change for Specialized and Avenge, and the way it looks and how they approach that, but Trek stayed the same. Ultimately, through our independent testing, the Trek has been the faster bike, only just, but it's been sort of pure speed, and it handles very, very well. So it hasn't lost any of that. But you're right, everyone's sort of slowly going into slightly different directions, which is good to see, because, I think someone on one of the launches this year said if you stick an aerodynamic bike in a wind tunnel and design it, they all kind of look the same. And ultimately they do, they have like low rear ends and various other things, long tubes, etc. So I think Trek have done the right thing, and they've just improved on what they had. And it's still super, super duper fast, like really fast. I haven't ridden it in the UK yet, this has just arrived with us this week. But on the launch, it was just like, man, this thing pings. It's kind of, everyone was just like, this just rocks.
Big grin on your face as you're riding it.
The other thing to mention as well, that the new Trek Madone comes with a different geometry makeup. So in the past, they've had H1, which is their sort of fully fledged, super aggressive, slightly lower front end geometry, and a H2. I don't know if they felt that this was a bit confusing or people didn't know what to get, so they've kind of cut it down the middle, and the new Trek Madone SLR number 6 comes in H1.5.
Well, I'm glad they've really clarified that.
Yeah, so it's...
I think that's an area where choice is not needed.
Yeah, so that kind of, it gives you the best of the both worlds. You can slam it and you get what the H1 offers, or you can have a few spaces and have it a bit higher and have the same sort of feelings of the H2 that they had in the past. There you go, that's the Trek Madone SLR Disc, which is a very good bike indeed, and I'm going to be whizzing around, even though it's coming into winter, on this bike, and you guys won't be able to stop me.
Well, you enjoy that.
Yeah. I will.
I'll believe it when I see it.
But that concludes Tech of the Month and Bike of the Month. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you've got anything to say to us in the comment section below. But until next time, we'll see you then.
Are you an idiot?
It's me and numbers today.
I'm not allowed to say that anymore. I got told off.
Did you record that? HR, okay. You called me an idiot again.
Don't put that in.
As he's walking.
Can't put that in.
And that concludes Bike of the Month and Tech of the Month. So you'll see these ugly mugs next time.